Hello and welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Monday, December 6th. This is what you'll see in this presentation. We are expecting a snowstorm to enter central Idaho by midday and eastern Idaho by the afternoon. What this will do, it looks like up to an inch in the Snake River Plain. And if you live in the Pocatello area, expect 1 to 3 inches on the benches that surround Pocatello downtown area. Otherwise, 1 to 6 inches in the eastern and southeastern highlands with isolated snowfall. For instance, in the Bear River Range, it looks like it'll get up to 8 inches at the highest elevations. And in an interesting turn of events, the central Idaho mountains kind of miss this one. We're looking at anywhere from a skiff to 3 inches of snow in that area, and that would be for today and tonight. And that's because there's a lot of northwest wind, which means that the area collecting the most snow in the central Idaho mountains is actually well to the northwest and certainly west of US 93. On Tuesday, westerly flow continues northwest to west, and that just continues light snow that will go on in the northeast and eastern highlands. We expect very little elsewhere. Another snowstorm arrives during the day on Wednesday, so we're in a very busy pattern. There's even more on Thursday. It will be slightly warmer, and so the heavier snow will actually be a little bit farther north in the forecast area, where there's a lot of rain-snow mix in the southern half. All right, so here is the outlook. You can see today is probably the heaviest snow day of the next 5 here. And it's still just minor impact. We have not issued any sort of winter weather advisory at all. And you're looking at rain and snow in the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and even in the South Hills. Elsewhere, snow with the Lost River sort of in a shadow. But otherwise, you should get at least an inch of snow in the other locations. That chance of snow does linger into the southeast and eastern highlands on Tuesday. You see the next storm coming in on Wednesday. Again, the only places definite are the eastern highlands and the Sawtooth area. And then Thursday, eastern highlands continue to have a likely chance of snow, but most other locations are slight chance to chance. And you can see it starts to decrease here on Friday just a little bit. As it does, skies will clear and temperatures will start getting cold for Friday and even Thursday night and into the weekend. All right, so here's a current satellite image. You can see the clouds from this next storm already filtering through southern Idaho, and but it's sort of blocking our view of anything else. So here's the surface weather depiction. You can see where the snow is expected today, mostly our area, and then the sort of the rain-snow mixture line is basically from Burley south and westward. So, and again, this is mostly light snow. You don't see any heavy snow outlines here. So let's see how this evolves today. It will, of course, start in our western zones first, up to an inch during the morning hours. By midday, this is when it sort of peaks into the afternoon. And you can see 2 to 3 inches here in some of the hills here, up or mountains up above Blackfoot and Idaho Falls and Pocatello. So this is the area most affected. You can see very little happening here. A lot of the heavier stuff in the central Idaho mountains as well, north of Lemhi or northwest of Lemhi County. And that continues into the early evening, where it just continues to accumulate here in the eastern foothills, all the way from the Wyoming border down to the Utah border. And you can see we're even getting a light dusting here in Pocatello. Should mention earlier during the afternoon, that's when it accumulates the most here in Idaho Falls and Blackfoot. There's 1 inch during that period. And then during the late night hours, you can see it really starts to taper off. Not very many places getting more than an inch. And this is the total for the 24-hour period ending 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. You could see these yellow areas are areas of 6 to 8 inches of snow. It's pretty much limited to the Bear River Range and some isolated peaks here to the southeast of Blackfoot and Pocatello. And then, of course, the Tetons, as you would expect, and the Big Hole Mountains, some areas there. But otherwise, you can see the bulk of the really good snowfall is in this sort of this southeast triangle here of our area. Meanwhile, up in central Idaho, not a whole lot falling actually with this storm. The other thing to watch out is for the wind. You can see the wind really only in the Snake River Plain is it going to get to anywhere approaching 20 miles an hour. And so because this area is pretty slushy snow, wouldn't expect too much blowing snow with the exception of maybe some of the higher peaks here. But it's definitely not down in where the roads are for the southeast highlands. Here are the temperatures for today. So we will see at least some partial melting here in Pocatello with temperatures getting as warm as you can see. A lot of temperatures in the middle to upper 30s. Overnight lows staying mild just because of the cloud cover, especially in the eastern half of our forecast area. Okay, here is Tuesday. You can see on this day with that west to northwest wind, that's very limited areas. There's no real storm coming through. And so it's just wherever there's upslope where it causes precipitation, we'll get some. And so that is basically limited to the eastern highlands from border to border. And you'll see that brought out here. Most of it is over here from West Yellowstone south to the Utah border. And the same thing in the afternoon. And then during the evening hours, really begins to decrease. There's nothing in the central Idaho mountains at all. And then we're getting ready for that next storm on Wednesday starting to come in, but it's late night hours is pretty much limited to between Rexburg and Island Park. And here are the highs for Tuesday. Colder. And then the overnight lows Tuesday night staying about the same, again, because of the cloud cover that just lingers. And here is the storm for Wednesday. You can see here it is warmer. There's a lot more rainfall, and the snow is in more limited areas, but the focus will be on our Port Mitch, the northern half, and then down here into the Bear Lake Basin. And you can, again, watch this development. Here it is in the morning, and then it spreads further south during the afternoon hours, and it continues into the evening. So this is a pretty good storm. You know, we're going to see once again light amounts, but it's pretty consistent. Here you can see the temperatures are a little bit warmer on Wednesday. You can see it getting to 48 at Burley. So again, a lot of rain expected. Places like Pocatello, Burley, even Blackfoot, it looks like. The Thursday, or it should say the Wednesday night lows, you can see it's starting to get cold here because skies will start to clear in the central Idaho mountains. But otherwise still pretty mild overnight lows for places like Blackfoot and Pocatello. And then here on Thursday, the afternoon highs much colder behind this system, with finally even Rexburg and Pocatello, Burley struggling to get into the middle 30s. And overnight lows Thursday night, very cold here, single digits for Stanley, teens finally for the Snake River Plain. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number. Check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.